In this video, we're going to take a quick look at Lyman's MSR dies, which are specifically designed for the AR platform. Gavin here from UltimateReloader.com. When I saw Lyman's MSR dies, I thought, well, that's interesting. Lyman specifically put together basically a set designed for loading for the AR platform, and check out what it includes. We've got a shell holder and adjustment wrench. We've got a full-length small base sizer die. And if you're familiar with previously fired military brass, this small base sizer can be a huge benefit to bring the body dimensions of machine gun fired brass down to dimensions, and then also to size your brass a little bit smaller at the base so that it's going to chamber more reliably in the AR platform. We've got a cedar die. We've got a taper crimp die. A taper crimp die can help. If you've got cannular bullets, you can get a little bit of a taper crimp, which is going to secure the bullet a little bit better and is going to aid in feeding for the AR platform. And then we've got an ammo checker. This is going to ensure that our dies are set up correctly and that our ammunition is going to feed reliably in the AR platform. Let me get the dies installed on this RL550C. We'll do a quick loading demo. So everything is set up and ready to go. Let me describe what we've got here. We've got the Dillon RL550C. You've seen this in some recent stories. I've got the MSR dies set up with the small base sizer in station number 1, and I've elevated the die. We're using brand new brass here, so we don't need to fully size, but I do want that expander ball to work on the case next. We've got the powder charge in station number 2 and station number 3. We've got the bullet cedar. My setup for that is just to elevate the cedar stem, raise the ram with a complete reference cartridge in place, lower the die until I can feel slight resistance, and then lower the seating stem until we're compressing with the bullet, plus a little bit more, lock it down, and then we've got that taper crimp in station number 4. Again, I've got a completed reference cartridge. I'm going to run the ram all the way up and lower the die until I can feel it contact, give it about a half turn, and then adjust. With digital calipers, you can actually get a pretty good read on just how much crimp is happening, and with a cannular bullet, that's going to be a great setup to run that taper crimp with. So that is the press setup. In terms of load, we're using CFE 223, and we've got Berry's 55 grain FMJ bullets. Yeah, you might think of plated bullets with Berry's, which is most of what they do. I've got a recent video covering these 55 FMJ bullets, which is just a great typical 223 round for general use in an AR-15 or something similar. With all that set up out of the way, let's load some ammo. So you'll notice here that, yes, this is an RL550C, and I'm not going to be inserting cases by hand because I've got the Double Alpha Academy mini case feed system, which is pretty cool. So all I have to do each time is insert the bullet in station number 3, guide that up on into the die, wait for just a moment to dwell for the priming on the bottom here. I'm going to press forward to prime the case, and then we're going to index. Now, I've already checked this, but the first round off the press, we're going to want to check in our ammo checker. This is nice and flush with the back. That means that we've not got any trouble with our sizer. Now, you might be saying to yourself, if you've got new brass, how could you possibly have a sizing problem? It is possible, because when you run an expander ball through the case neck, it is possible to distort the shoulder area, and that can cause chambering problems, and those chambering problems will show up in your ammo checker. So now that we're confident about our setup, I've checked, I've double checked, and I've triple checked our powder charge. We're just going to keep inserting a bullet in station number 3, forward to prime, up slightly to aid in indexing. That's one little trick that I've learned on the RL550C. And at this point, it's just rinse and repeat. You're going to load a lot of ammo this way. Now, these dies would be equally at home on a turret press, or if you're using a single stage. It's just going to be a bit of a different process for the actual loading, of course. You can see my UFO press light here. Sorry, that might be a little bit blinding, but I need it for my powder check in station number 3, where I'm placing those bullets. So this looks like it's running really, really well. I'm going to proceed to fill up all the tubes, and I'll be ready for a bulk reloading session. Well, there you go, a quick overview and demo of Lyman's MSR dies. If you're loading for an AR platform, firearm, these are definitely worth considering. And I just noticed these are in stock at Mid-South Shooter Supply. It's a great place to go for products like this. Here's what I want to know is, are you using MSR dies? What do you think? What are you loading for? What are you shooting? What cartridge? What AR? Are you using them for a bolt gun? That's a perfectly valid scenario. Drop a comment and we'll start a discussion. That concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, make your voice heard. If you have something to say, please drop a comment. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications because you're not going to want to miss the awesome content that is coming up. And finally, flex your reloading pride. You could look great in one of these t-shirts. We've got multiple designs at the Ultimate Reloader store. I'll see you later because I'm off to go shooting.